It was a peaceful evening on September 3rd, 2023 in Luton, when a pedestrian was heading back to his residence. Suddenly, a white van approached and decelerated next to him. The events that unfolded in those brief moments would shape the course of subsequent developments. Fast forward to May 10th, 2024, on a serene street in Enfield, where a woman in her pregnancy was standing by for a taxi. Once more, a white van arrived, driven by different individuals, but driven by similar malicious motives. In a matter of minutes, she was gone, with no one around noticing her absence right away. Then, shift to a subdued shopping area in Merthyr Tydfil, located in South Wales. An encounter that was intended to be uncomplicated turned dire, and before the night concluded, an individual was battling to survive. These incidents were executed with meticulous preparation, coercion, and dominance. Yet the core mysteries remain. Who orchestrated them? What drove these actions? And how did they eventually unravel? This narrative explores 3 brutal abductions aimed at extortion, illustrating how avarice, fear, and a single error transformed strategic schemes into catastrophic failures. Join us on Truth Unraveled as we dive right into the details. Starting with a tranquil Friday dawn in Enfield on May 10, 2024, the streets were calm, offering no hints of impending disruption. A 36-year-old expectant mother departed her residence shortly past 8 a.m. She intended to rendezvous with her fitness instructor in the vicinity and then visit her mom's place. It seemed like an ordinary beginning to her routine. Not far off, a white Ford Transit van had been stationed for a while. Seated inside were 3 individuals: Ahmed Giyasi, 26 years old, from Luton; Audi Johnson, 35, hailing from Northolt; and Nicholas Mitchell, 55, residing in Barnet. They formed part of a compact syndicate active in London, engaging in operations centered on threats and rapid gains. Mitchell, being the senior member, was suspected of masterminding the imminent event. Johnson possessed a background in aggressive acts and was viewed as the enforcer. Gui, the junior and more reserved one, handled the driving, ensuring the vehicle stayed in motion and the scheme proceeded as planned. Their victim wasn't selected haphazardly. They assumed she could provide leads to her spouse, whom they believed was indebted or possessed assets of worth. The objective was to seize her, instill terror, and extract information to approach him. Around 8 a.m., the van navigated onto the quiet residential lane where she awaited. Eyewitnesses subsequently remembered hearing the tires rolling and the momentary halt of the van near a line of row houses. The ensuing actions transpired rapidly. The side door slid open and the men moved swiftly. By the time the van departed, the sidewalk stood vacant. To onlookers, it resembled a standard delivery truck navigating the area. However, in mere moments, the woman had been whisked away, and the perpetrators had initiated the subsequent phase of their plot. Once inside, the doors were secured, muffling external noises. The woman was forced down to the floor, with zip ties fastened around her hands. A cloth covered her vision, leaving her unable to see the destination, only perceiving the van's motion and hushed conversations. Interrogation commenced almost instantly. They demanded details about her husband, his residence, occupation, and finances. Each inquiry was laced with a calculated caution. If she paused or faltered in responding, their demeanor shifted abruptly. One threatened that dishonesty would result in them harming her unborn child violently. Overwhelmed by fear, she endured discomfort from the bindings, the stifling air, and ongoing menace, making it hard to catch her breath. The group persisted in probing about her partner's employment and possessions, convinced he held cash, gems, or valuables they could claim for her release. One retrieved a cell phone, and she heard the dialing tone, followed by a brief silence. This led to multiple extortion demands directed at her spouse. Composed tones requested funds and items, informing him of her captivity and the necessity for compliance to ensure her safe return. Periodically, a voice would escalate, pressing her to verify her husband's location, storage of goods, and potential occupants at home. Meanwhile, the van continued its path, veering onto unidentified paths. She noted brief halts, but they were short-lived. Eventually, the van halted once more. The calls had been placed, intimidations issued, and the men felt assured of obtaining their goal. For the captive woman, though, the dread was intensifying. During a stop, the men exited temporarily, abandoning her in the rear. Their murmurs lingered outside, marking the first lull since her capture. Bound and sightless, she could only speculate her whereabouts. In the ensuing quiet, she started shifting, attempting to slacken the ties by tugging until one yielded. It was painful, the material abrading her skin, yet it loosened. Once free, she adjusted the blindfold partially. The door was latched. She twisted the handle cautiously, and it gave way. Seizing the opportunity, she emerged onto the street, disoriented and seeking aid. Soon, a cab appeared on the horizon. She signaled frantically, boarded when it stopped, and directed the driver to her mother's address. Upon reaching, her relatives were already anxious. She was in distress, speech fragmented, wrists scarred from restraints. Comprehending the ordeal, they alerted authorities promptly. Within hours, Metropolitan Police's flying squad assumed command. Their focus: pinpoint the van and culprits before they vanished. Teams gathered surveillance from adjacent areas, mapping every path a white Ford Transit traversed in Enfield that day. Doorbell cams and local footage were scrutinized meticulously. What commenced as a routine morning evolved into an intensive probe by midday, spearheaded by the Met's elite division. Analysts reconstructed the van's trajectory, with each recording guiding it toward an exit from Enfield. Leveraging automatic number plate recognition, ANPR, its progression was monitored into neighboring districts. The license appeared on various feeds along key arteries, indicating limited travel distance. This refined the hunt. That night, the van was discovered deserted and impounded for analysis. Interiors yielded fingerprints on surfaces, genetic material on ties, and cellular records linking to Audi Johnson, Nicholas Mitchell, and Ahmed Ghiassi. Figures familiar to law enforcement for minor syndicate ties, now united by tangible proofs and monitoring info. The probe revealed this wasn't impulsive. It was a commissioned operation, orchestrated to extract funds or influence from the victim's spouse. With forensics validated, Detective Inspector Ari Yoganathan, overseeing the flying squad, authorized synchronized apprehensions. Nicholas Mitchell was located via telecom and auto data in Barnet. On October 29, 2024, Met officers halted his vehicle on a calm lane. Footage captured his composed extraction and detention curbside. Vehicle contents included links to the Enfield incident, like call logs from extortions. He faced charges of plotting abduction and was interrogated. In Northolt, Johnson was nabbed in a dawn raid. Guy's arrest occurred in Luton, traced by phone pings and footage near Enfield. Pre-dawn encirclement led to his uneventful capture, completing the trio's detainment. The Met's release labelled it a premeditated assault, typical of seasoned crews, undone by haste and underestimating London's surveillance network. By midsummer, proceedings advanced to Kingston Crown Court. Evidence amassed was robust. Trial commenced June 3, 2025, spanning 6 weeks. Prosecutors depicted it as a methodical ransom scheme. Defense claimed the men followed orders, not originators. Audi Johnson admitted guilt to conspiracy. seeking leniency. Ahmed Gee and Nicholas Mitchell contested, but proofs were irrefutable. The victim's statement profoundly impacted the court, detailing life's alteration, persistent anxiety, insomnia, and displacement since May. The judge condemned the atrocity, highlighting the barbarity toward a pregnant victim and menacing tactics. All convicted of conspiracy to kidnap. Sentences: Johnson, 5 years 4 months. Gee, 7 years. Mitchell, 9 years. Shifting focus from the resolved Enfield matter and its imprisoned perpetrators, we examine a far more savage abduction that transpired months afterward in South Wales. On the evening of February 10, 2025, in Merthyr Tydfil, the parking lot at Ski Path Retail Park was winding down as stores shuttered. Connor Price, 28, arrived with his partner following a summons from Luke Williams, a teen acquaintance from Hereford. The rendezvous was expected to be routine, aimed at resolving a lingering issue. It proved otherwise. Lurking close were accomplices. Tyane Brown, 30, from Weymouth, the senior figure directing affairs, who journeyed over 70 miles from the coast with Williams, and George Miles Williams, 24, also from Hereford. Their mission? Accost Price and seize what they deemed due. Upon Price's arrival, the assault erupted viciously. Brown and Williams hauled him to a Hyundai, claiming armament with blades and a firearm. From her spot in Price's red Vauxhall Astra, his girlfriend overheard escalating arguments before the door banged shut. Instantly, the car raced away. A purported casual meetup had morphed into a harrowing abduction, jolting the quaint Welsh community. An orchestrated brutality masked as negotiation. Within the accelerating vehicle, Connor Price fought to remain alert. A cloth obscured his sight, limbs restrained amid yells. Demands were punctuated by strikes, queries by thrusts. Disoriented, he registered only the motor's hum, dialogues, and escalating agony. The assailants sought £5,000 precisely, urging compliance by instructing his girlfriend on delivery. Denying possession escalated the ferocity. Brown and Williams battered and pierced him, vowing escalation without obedience. From rear, Brown dialed. Price discerned the ring, then his girlfriend's distant response. The extortion unfolded chillingly systematic. She was instructed to procure funds swiftly for his survival, cautioned against police involvement lest he perish en route. Faintly, his pleas and mentions of weapons echoed. The line severed, suddenly. The car's interior grew eerily composed. They navigated Merthyr's avenues, evading tails. Any resistance from Price prompted further assaults. Blood drenched his attire from 9 punctures, one abdominal, another thigh deep. In the Astra, his girlfriend was paralyzed. The caller's line went silent, his whereabouts unknown. She contacted Connor's dad, Jordan Price, relaying threats, demands, and cries. Promptly, Jordan rallied 3 allies, devising a bold, perilous salvage effort unseen in the locale. Jordan Price bypassed authorities. Urgency dictated action upon hearing his son's anguish. Kidnappers demanded drop-off at Ski Path Retail Park. Lacking cash, they fashioned a jacket mimicking a money roll. His girlfriend was to solo deliver, deposit, and depart. Jordan's group observed covertly, poised to intervene. Around 9:30 p.m., the Hyundai re-entered. She executed the drop and exited. A kidnapper retrieved it, detecting fraud instantly. Chaos ensued. Jordan's team barricaded exits with vehicles, charging the Hyundai, pounding doors, shattering glass to extract Connor. Yet Brown and Williams reversed, then accelerated, breaching the barrier. A rescuer clung briefly before ejection as it veered roadway bound. Jordan pursued in his car through Merthyrs lanes, a paternal quest. He rammed the Hyundai thrice, inducing a skid. Seizing opportunity, Connor shoved open the door, tumbling asphalt wood. Bloodied, with 9 wounds, stomach deep, others facial, dorsal, thigh, groin. He teetered on unconsciousness. Jordan hoisted him, transporting to nearby Prince Charles Hospital sans delay. Medics deemed injuries critical, one near arterial severance. Post-surgery survival ensued, but scars lingered for him and kin beyond Merthyrs' silenced streets. When South Wales police were notified, they encountered disarray. The abduction Hyundai lay forsaken on Merthyrs' fringes, doors ajar, insides bloodied. Detectives cordoned it, recognizing severity. Forensics confirmed Price's DNA on upholstery, flooring, handles. Blood quantity narrated the horror. Items catalogued, gloves, containers, fibers aligning with surveillance captures. Matches were swift, verifying vehicular involvement in seizure and near homicide. Concurrently, investigators compiled electronic footprints. Telecom data charted suspects' transits across Wales and England. Attack-era calls tied to Tyane Brown, Luke Williams, George Miles Williams. Days later, Brown and Williams surfaced at Hereford's BP station, nonchalant, refueling, snacking, departing. Footage provided pivotal clue. On February 27th, South Wales and West Mercia forces raided Kidderminster Caravan Park. Encircling discreetly, both were apprehended smoothly. Caravan yielded balaclava, blade, attire matching BP visuals, bolstering Merthyr connections. George Miles Williams followed suit in Hereford arrest. With trio secured, probes spanned counties, a collaborative pursuit minimising evasion. Court phase saw irrefutable proofs at Merthyr Tideville Crown Court, August 2025. Prosecution chronicled meticulously. Charges: attempted homicide, severe injury intent, abduction, extortion, fake gun possession, blade holding. Not guilty pleas availed naught. Jury convicted. October 2025, Newport Crown Court. Sentencing: Brown, 30 years plus 3 extended license, high risk. Williams, 25 years plus 2 extended. George Miles Williams, 20 years for auxiliary role. Aggregate, 75 years, mirroring brutality and inflicted dread. Now, rewind to the inception. Early evening, September 3rd, 2023, Havelock Road, Luton. Bustling with commuters, oblivious to brewing abduction. Victim, an anonymous local per records, referred as such, had acquired funds recently. Trio plotted seizure via van for ransom leverage, per detective's profit-driven label. Perpetrators: Dominic Croucher, 28, Jamie Williams, 40s, Paul Morell, 39. They'd converged in Bedfordshire, hotel hopping, vehicle renting for presumed swift execution. That dusk, victims strolled when white Mercedes van halted adjacent. Croucher, Williams exited foremost, Morell trailing. Rear grab ensued, arm pinning amid clatter, handcuffs deploying. Witnesses noted yells, scuffle, metallic clink. Dragging toward van, victim resisted, momentarily escaping before recapture. Serendipitously, bystander intervened, yelling distraction. Victim fled. Abductors hesitated, retreating, abandoning handcuffs. This oversight dismantled their facade. Post-failure, actions morphed into harassment. September 11th, 2023. Victim received menacing social media missives, home family snaps, pay up ultimatums. Traced to group-linked devices: Jamie Williams, Paul Morell, Dominic Croucher. Persistence evident despite flop. Escalation peaked nights later. Neighbors spotted flames at victim's property. Firefighters doused fence/shed blaze. Char nearing house. Unhurt but intent clear. Residential knowledge reminder. Digital sleuthing broke case. IP to Morell for threats. Warrants revealed chats with Williams arson boasting, e.g., "We've blazed his gaff." For Bedfordshire Police, this solidified evolution from kidnap bid to cross-border blackmail/terror. Phone/social coordinated to erode security. The probe into Luton's thwarted abduction advanced swiftly. Bedfordshire's Serious Crime Unit commenced by pursuing the fleeing white Mercedes van from Havelock Road. Surveillance from various streets documented its pre-post-attack paths, while ANPR revealed recent plate swap, an identity masking ploy. Identifying owner directed to Dominic Croucher, whose DNA matched scene handcuffs, initial concrete tie. Observation squads monitored him, associating with Doncaster duo Jamie Williams, Paul Morell. Williams's residence raid uncovered handcuff key, plus apparel matching witness accounts. Digital proof near Luton incident night. Morell's leased Mercedes appeared in traffic cams convoying Croucher's van across Bedfordshire/Hertfordshire, a decoy tactic to muddle tracking. Paradoxically, this pattern bound them. Data affirmed premeditated, multi-county financial abduction. September 15, 2023. Croucher arrested. Williams same dawn in Doncaster. September 18th, Morell detained. Charges: abduction, extortion, arson tied to failed grab and fire. Luton Crown Court saw comprehensive prosecution evidence. Deemed hazardous syndicate members. Sentences: Croucher, 8 years 3 months. Williams, 10 years 6 months. Morell, 10 years 6 months. Total 28 years incarceration. These cases highlight the perils of greed-driven crimes and the resilience of justice systems in unraveling them. From the calculated seizure in Enfield to the ferocious assault in Merthyr Tydfil and the bungled attempt in Luton, each incident underscores how overconfidence and errors lead to downfall. Law enforcement's use of technology, forensics, and coordination proved pivotal in securing convictions and lengthy sentences that reflect the severity of the offences. What are your views on these incidents and the punishments handed down? Share in the comments section below. We're eager to read your perspectives. If this detailed recounting resonated with you, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications to catch future installments of Truth Unraveled.